Welcome to part one of the series, How to Help Your Kid Master Division with Interpreting Remainders. We're looking at making complete groups. Many of the students who struggle with division with interpreting remainders really struggle with division as a whole and not just on the interpreting remainders part. Because if you really think about it, they're really interpreting remainders throughout the entire time that they're doing and performing the act of division. So that's where we'll spend our time today talking about that. So we'll start out with 51 beads. And when we are doing these types of problems, I always like to start with some real world, something that they can touch and move themselves before taking it to the algorithm or the process. If it takes 9 beads to make one bracelet, then our job here is to figure out how many complete bracelets we can make from these 51 beads. And starting out when you have these real life objects, then helping the kids to see that as they put these groups together, then that is one complete bracelet. So here, if we put 9 beads together, moving those together, that makes one bracelet. And even having them to record that in some way on a sheet of paper, we're making one bracelet. And each time we put together 9 of these beads, we make a single bracelet. Questioning is must be done here to help the kids to see that as they are completing these bracelets, as they're putting these groups together, they're going to complete a bracelet or make bracelets as long as they are able to make groups of 9. And that's where the interpreting piece comes in, because here they see that they can make 5 complete bracelets because they have enough to make 5 complete bracelets. It takes 9 beads to make these. And they'll see when they get to that 6th one that they are only making part of a bracelet because they only have 6 beads instead of the 9 beads. And so this leads beautifully into repeated subtraction, where you've asked a question already about, well, if I start out with 51 beads and I take 9 of those beads to make a bracelet, how many do I have left? And continuing that so that the kids will understand what it means first to internalize division, and then what it means when I have these 6 beads remaining. And they're able to make that connection when we move to the algorithm, and they have 51 is their dividend that they're dividing as their total number of beads, and they have the 9 that is the number of beads for each bracelet. They understand what it means then when they perform their division, and see that when they divide those out to make 5 complete bracelets, it means that they've used 45 of those beads and they have 6 beads remaining. Questioning is also important here to students. So we want to make sure that we're practicing asking them the questions so that they're able to interpret the division throughout these problems. So the question that we've asked here is how many complete bracelets can be made. So that's, of course, the first one. How many beads remain? How do you know how many beads remain? And how many more beads are needed to complete 6 bracelets? How do you know these things? The interpretation all along the way. And if you have grid paper, I think grid paper is an awesome tool to use, especially for kids who are so visual that they have to write it out before they can take it to an algorithm. If you have grid paper, you don't have to have real life objects. You can just have them to draw the objects. And then the same thing with the interpretation. The questioning is what's key. The thinking that's involved is what's key to help them to see when they've made something, some complete groups, when they have anything remaining. If there's a 0 remainder, what does that mean? Some number remaining, then what does that mean? And what does that mean in relation to the questions that we are being asked? Because we can get different answers based on this one problem. If kids don't interpret that, then do they really know division? Do they really know what the dividend, the quotient, what the divisor all mean? And that's where we need to spend our time, helping them to actually take ownership and understand the meaning of division. This is Tony, your MathWise coach. If this video helped you at all, be sure to like, follow, and share. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you need any PD, go ahead, look me up. I'm setting up PD as we speak. I'll see you next time.